because I don't want to see like if you're choosing to, I don't know, pitch out when I'm going to steal and all that. I'll just shut
Right.
down the window so I don't get an unfair advantage of like watching the stream we're on.
Sure.
But yeah, because then it's a real nice head-to-head matchup and all that good stuff.
Okay. So how's your day today?
It's
You ready
great.
for? Yeah.
I'm ready. I had a little bit of work I had to get done early, but I had some free time at lunch, and now we've cut out early for the day, so I'm kicking it here
Nice.
till my wife gets home, and
All right.
it's a perfect time to um, crank one of these up. And me getting to play head to head, even though I got my butt whipped to this guy Ben I was playing against, we had a blast because what happens if you don't use Hamachi
Uh-huh.
is you end up with firewall issue, all that good stuff, right? So this
Right.
Hamachi just creates that VPN, that direct tunnel for each other. And
Oh,
now that
nice.
you're in there, I see you. Like when I look at my Hamachi screen, I see laptop SDBC. That's you.
Oh, okay.
So when
Hadn't
you
known
go to
that.
when you go to Hamachi and look next to the power button, when you power it on, it'll show you what your name is in the lobby. And
Oh,
yours
right.
is laptop SDBCUD1I.
Okay.
And I'm
Yeah, I
Steve
see that
Desktop.
right there. Yeah, I do see that right there. Cool.
So you can
But
scroll down there and see me as Steve Desktop and see that I'm green, which means I'm in the lobby and I'm
oh
I'm
yeah,
live on Hamachi.
it's asking for that network ID again though. I don't know why
Okay,
it's
yeah. Oh, you probably need to log back in. So you're gonna.
right. Do you have it handy? Just if you
I
could.
I do. Just one moment.
All right. Rock and roll.
You're gonna type in
Hmm.
398
I should probably write this down in case we ever want to do this again. Okay, I guess a space. Yeah.
space 463
463.
space 166.
Okay, and then I know the password.
Yep.
Got it. Yep. Cool. Join. Error. Password rejected. It hates the password. Why do you hate the password? Why does it hate? Okay, let me make sure I got these numbers right. 398-463-166. Is that right?
Yeah. 398
Uh-huh.
dash one
Space.
dash space 463 space
Right.
166.
Yeah.
Or I'm sorry, dash. They're dashes.
Oh, they're all that's why.
Yeah,
Okay. Yeah, this makes
what a
sense.
moron. I was saying one thing and meant the
Sorry.
other. Yeah, dashes in there should give you exactly what you need, and then that.
Good. Hope some of these come back. I think that would be really
And
cool.
Dave has these instruction posts. Like if you go up in the game and hit internet,
Hmm.
he has a hot button there that'll take you right to this snapshot in the forums that
Oh,
walk you through
nice.
this.
Why is it hating this? It says I'm already a member of this network. Okay.
Oh, this is different. You're already a member of the network. Okay, well then cancel.
Okay.
And you're already live. See, now go up and hit the power button on your Hamachi.
Right here.
Hit power it up. Yeah, you're already in. So let's see if it powers up.
All right. So probing.
And there
Synchronizing.
you go. So now you're in the lobby and you can see all the, you're in the DKS star lobby.
Right.
And then if you click on that,
Just once.
it should show everybody in there, I believe. Or hit
Hmm.
the little arrow over to the right.
Oh, yeah, there we go.
And then if you scroll down, you should
Yeah,
see
I'm not going
people
to click on you, but I should see you, right? Somewhere. Your desktop.
I'm Steve Desktop.
Steve Desktop. Okay, that's a good last name.
But
Oh,
yeah.
there you are. Hey,
So
neighbor.
if you needed to connect to me, you see that unique IP address that's in our tunnel here. You would
Right.
type that in if you were joining me,
Oh,
and
gotcha.
whoever the host is, the other person joining types in the host IP. You just use the IP addresses that show in this VPN.
Oh, nice.
That way, you don't have to run into firewalls. So when
Nice.
you go, like, you can set up the game right now under. I mean, you've got it set up how you normally play, right? So
Right.
what you would do now that we're connected is you'd go up under the game, under action, and check the internet options up at the top, and
Hmm.
you're going to hit host game.
Okay, so system network, manage help. Well, I mean, you're seeing the same screen I am, so it's a little bit
Oh,
fuzzy.
not log me. You're going into the action. You can minimize log me or
Oh,
log me in
okay, so that's
Hamachi. We're
done.
done. Yeah, we're
Cool.
done. Now you go up to the very top where it says internet,
Oh, yeah,
and
Egypt.
you're going to hit host session.
All right, we'll do that now.
Okay.
Nobody's in here, but hopefully they'll catch it later, I guess.
Yep. And then
And I'm
I'm
going
going
to
to hit
allow.
join.
Okay, so
And I'm going to type in what I see your address to be here.
okay.
134.2 251. You're waiting for the call, and then
Mhm.
I call, boop, 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 and you hit accept call.
I like how it just knocks. That's cool.
And you see that little banner that shows you're the internet host, and then mine says internet remote. So what means is I'm basically tunneled into you, and I think you have control, so you can go in and set up like um, choose the. You know what's funny is we usually have a scheduled game when we play the head-to-head, so the host
Mhm.
sets it up. But I haven't done that in a while. Let's see how we get a game fired up.
Okay. You know what we should do is probably kill the crowd sound because I'll hear it, you won't. And they won't hear it either. So,
Yeah.
like I've never ever like actually
Go to
turned these off.
go to setup, game preferences,
Sub game preferences. Yeah, there we go.
and then under video and sound, the very
Right,
top
just
box
kill
is
them.
sound effects. Yeah.
There we go. It's gonna, yeah. I mean, I love the sound, but I mean, because StreamYard can't pick up desktop audio, what's the point?
Yeah.
All right.
So
Well,
now I think you could set up an exhibition.
yeah, let's do that. And it looks like we have at least 4 people watching, so
Cool.
that's cool. No one's saying hello. Come on, you scoundrels, you ne'er do wells. All right. So go ahead. You have first pick. Who do you want?
I think you're gonna, because I'm watching your screen now while we play. I don't see anything yet, so you're gonna have to pick the teams for us.
Oh,
So if
right.
I'll be the visiting team, you be the home team, right? Let me
Okay.
take a look. Let me see who I should
Yeah,
know what teams I want to play. You're gonna go with those Pirates from the '80s?
yeah. Why not? Little Barry
Yeah.
Bonds, Bobby Bonilla, Doug
I'm wondering
Draback.
who I should play. Maybe something that's not in that era for fun.
That'd be
Uh, I,
fun.
I'll tell you what. Give me the. How about give me the 62 to 66 Giants,
Ooh, tough team.
the Willie Mays Giants.
Willie McCovey, right? Yeah.
Did you
Tough
see I
stuff.
changed the naming just today on this file to now I show the full years
Yeah, I
in
do see
shorter
that.
names? I think it's
That is
easier for people
nice.
to distinguish what team it is.
Yeah. Oh, you know what? Let me just you know what? Well, you know what? We don't because people will be able to hear you. Hello, say hi, everybody, wherever you are.
Hey,
Hey. So they probably all ran away to dinner. Anyhow, that it doesn't matter. This will be fun. Okay.
then
Cool.
you can pick the day and month. Let's pick a nice hot summer month.
All right. Cool. Let's go to July 19th. That should be kind of hot, right?
Yeah.
Right. And let's play. We're gonna play Tree Rivers. Thank you for this. It's such a if you can see the screen, right? I mean, it's such a nicer version of Three Rivers. I hated the one that came with the game.
I cannot yet.
You can't see my screen
No.
at all. What are you seeing? You're not seeing anything? 'Cause
Not
I'm
within the game itself. And this is what I'm trying to figure out. We had a scheduled game we play, right? So
right.
it may be that you would go into the schedule and schedule this game that we're going to play.
Oh, okay. So because you don't think you think it's the exhibition that
But
the
let's
ex,
try it. Let's try play and see if it lets me
oh,
select
choose
my
team
team. There
for
you go.
internet opponent.
Oh, this is
Okay.
how it's going to work. Cool, because I haven't seen
So
this yet.
opponent coach is San Francisco
Yep.
Giants. Anything? Well, we'll see. Do you see anything?
It's loading game data. Okay, yeah. Now I've got my screen. So you've got your screen, and when
Okay.
you get your and now watch this. I'll select my pitcher, and you'll see my opposing pitcher show up, and then we can declare pitchers before we select our lineups.
Oh, nice.
So here's my pitcher.
Oh, this is oh cool. Oh
So I
man.
just grab the name and drop them in the P slot.
I'm dead. Oh my
Oh,
god.
hey, you want me to throw?
No,
How
no,
about we go
no,
this way?
no. Stay with Marichal. That's fine.
I could go this way.
Oh yeah, like that gets any easier. No,
Well,
stay
he's
with
a
Mar.
little easier. Okay, I'll
Oh,
go with Marichal.
yeah, no. Besides that, I got to clean up the Vaseline then and everything. So
Yeah. Well, what's cool is you can just select pitcher and then click on the pitcher you want and then drop them into that P slot down there, and then that will just make the pitcher visible for me to see. And then
there.
now that we know who each other's things are, now we can go in and start creating our lineups, knowing that we're going to go against a lefty or a right up or whatever.
All right, nice.
So, and then when we get ready to start the game, I'll shut down the window that I have open with StreamYard here, so that I don't get to see stuff like if you're doing pitch outs or
Oh,
stuff like
nice.
that, right?
All right, good. Or maybe what you could do, or is at least because in case you see some comments too, if you can just kind of
Yeah, I think I can just.
if you can do that or something. Or I'll just say, hey, Steve, somebody says that you're whatever. Okay.
Yep, you can
All
do that
right.
way.
Let me see. Do
Okay,
I like
so
this line?
let me
Yep.
look at my lineup too here and see what I got here. Ooh, love the DH option. I know you hate it, but I love it. This is going to be deep.
Yeah, I'll leave. Yeah, I'm gonna leave it on. I'm gonna leave it on. It'll be fun. Because I mean, I do get where you're
Yeah.
coming from. I mean, especially in a league like this, you get to see a couple more hitters, which is nice. I'm just such a diehard National Leaguer, and I know that's not even relevant anymore now that we have the DH in the
Now,
National League. But
I have my lineup set, so watch this. When I hit OK at the bottom right, you should
uh-huh.
get a warning that I've selected mine.
Oh
So
yeah, opponent is
see,
ready.
opponent is ready. So now you know that I've already set my lineup and I'm good.
All right. Well, I'm going to do the same, and we're at Three River Stadium. You should. Hopefully, you're seeing Three River Stadium.
And you know what's cool? I can hear the sound effects because within my game I have them on.
Oh, okay. Well, you can. Yeah, because I think that would be really weird, though. I'm just going to leave them off on mine.
Yeah.
All right. So do you want to call the game? You can't because you have it.
We might. You might be. You're the caller. I'm the color guy because I'll be
Oh,
kind
that's
of
true.
walking through how this thing plays and everything. But
All right. All right. So I see we have 4 viewers. I don't know if StreamYard counts Steve and I as 2 of those viewers. So
we got,
here's what's happening. Steve wants to inflict carnage on your humble host. Hence the title, Head to Head Carnage and Fun. We always like to do fun, even when there's carnage. So remember that. So Steve is walking us through how to play head to head baseball on Action PC Baseball. And we have the 1962 to 66 San Francisco Giants versus the 1988 to 1992 Pittsburgh Pirates. So, Doug
so
Drabeck versus Juan Marichal.
So on my screen, I see right now Hiller's now playing for me. Well, I see like a red dot over in the play-by-play area, meaning that it's up to you to, like, you're going to hit the pitch first, and then I'll get then the hitter options will come
Right,
to me.
gotcha. All right, here we go. So welcome to Three River Stadiums, where the San Francisco Giants, 1962-66, will take on Pittsburgh, 1988 and 1992. Juan Marichal takes the mound for the Giants, and he will be facing Doug Drabeck. So it's 81 degrees here at the confluence of the Three Rivers. Wind speed 7 miles per hour, left to right, and so here we go. Random human in here. He said that's pretty rough. 3, 4, 5, 6 for San Francisco. Don't I know it? All right.
Nice
Play
when you can
ball.
DH Cepeda, huh? I love that.
God, you're killing me over here. All right. So here we go. So Steve and I are playing head to head. He's going to be explaining to you guys. So that's kind of be the color and kind of go over what we've done, whatever. And I'm just going to do what I normally do is, just be me.
Call some good play-by-play.
Call some play-by-play. All right, so Jose Pagan steps in. Doug Drabeck, let's look at his numbers really quickly in this file, and we're using the latest version of Steve's National League 5-year franchise file. So check it out, guys. It's going to be good stuff. Stay up to date with this.
This is brand new, Beatles. I just this morning added the 1918 to 22 Cubs. So now you have them. That's fresh. I haven't even really quality controlled them if there's any typos or anything, but that's hot off the press.
That's good. That is my wheelhouse. Let me just hit the stogie here. Trying to make this too long. Don't want you. Try to get this done for your wife gets home. We don't want her getting upset. Dude, what are you doing? All right. Anyhow, I don't know. It's all good. All right, so Drabeck's numbers, anyhow, guys. So 2.80 under an average. He's 18-9, 238 innings pitched. He has walked 62, struck out 127. His WHIP is 1.109. Opponents hitting 231 against him. Pagan steps in, 248 average for him, 6 home runs, 48 runs batted in.
Drabeck an 8 rating on the mound. He can field his position pretty well.
Yeah, I remember that he could too. Always liked when Drabeck was on the mound. The guy that made me. Here's the pitch, and I'll let you know.
And and so when you do that, now on my side, my screen that I'm looking at, it just turned green. So in the text box, I get the green, and then the hit box comes up. So I'm going to hit away with Pagan.
All right. So Pagan swings his little chopper down to second. Jose leaned up with it over to Sid Bream. Pagan retired for out number 1. This is really cool. I was going to say I used to get nervous when Bob Walk was on the mound. Midlife crisis is in. He said this is exciting. So Steve, do you have a moment to sort of explain to them how all this worked?
Yeah, I do. One thing I would like to say is we're using Log Me In Hamachi. If you own Action's game, you can go up to the internet selection at the very top of your game and click on, I think there's internet tips, and it will take you to the forums that explains on how to go and get a Hamachi account set up. It's free. And then DKS Sports has their own lobby. So then we log into that lobby, and then Beatles and I can see each other green in there. And what it does is just creates a VPN network, private virtual tunnel for him and I. And we use the IP addresses within there to either host and connect and hook up. Once you get into here, into this lobby, it's easy to play head to head, because most people have head to head issues with firewalls and all that kind of stuff.
Oh, they're
and,
awful. You have to make all these
horrible,
exceptions, whitelist this, and yeah,
horrible.
it's awful.
So we just go to Hamachi, set up our own private network. Dave Cook Sports has set up this lobby for people, and then once you're in there, you just fire up Hamachi, and I see he's green or whatever. We get connected within the game, and it's just this easy. We're playing head to head, and it really is a blast. We probably don't have warm bullpen rules on, but like in the league I played in earlier today, you have to really think about that. You have to go in and warm your bullpen up a batter or two ahead before they're ready to come in. So that even adds more strategy. But just such a cool feature head to head is.
You shouldn't have opened this Pandora box now, because I'm going to get hooked.
Oh.
And be like, well, Steve, don't be working on your files. Let's play baseball.
Yeah, but that's what I mean. Other people have action too. It's like, hey, let's do a head to head one night, right? And it's even great for league play. So really.
Oh my God! You know what? Because I have the right, so I have the paid version of StreamYard, and again, we're not going to get game sound or anything, but what I want to get some night is Ken Castro and Clinton Parks doing this, and I'm going to call the game, but they're going to be on.
Oh yeah!
Oh my God,
that should be awesome. Hilarious. Now the only thing is, like right now, I'm going to just take a peek over here. If I go pull up my internet browser that has our StreamYard connection, I can see you're green, meaning it's your turn, and you've got to select the pitch, right? But I wouldn't want to have this open if you were going to do something like that would impact me, right? Like
if
pitch out if you thought I was going to steal, right?
Right.
So on the honor system, I'm just minimizing it now and not looking at it, right? That's the only thing. If we were both playing like with StreamYard, is if I had that up, I could see what, whether you were pitching me a certain way, like aggressive or whatever, or
right.
I guess it's really just with base running decisions.
Sure. I trust you. Midlife crisis. So the answer is, since I'm hosting the game, he's saying here, I may have missed it, but assuming that you guys have to be using the same file to play head to head.
We're assuming that, but I did not have the file he's playing loaded. I believe if it's the host file. So in other words, when we connected, it loaded the file that you had there. I didn't. Because I didn't also happen to have that same NL file loaded in the game. When we connected, it says wait while loading file, and it loaded. It's basically just kind of mirroring what's going on your computer. So I don't think we have to have the same file.
Which is a nice thing. So if you know people like Steve and me that have all this tons of stuff, and maybe you don't, or maybe you do, whatever, and you're hosting a game, that makes it nice maybe for somebody that's new to Action PC as well, who maybe just bought the basic game, a season, and the 20 teams, and that's it.
And you know what's cool? Right now, I'm on my screen, my pictures are displaying, okay? And I'm using the park I have set, even though you're using a different background image, and you have different player photos.
Oh, that's cool. So, you're using your 70s baseball card photos, I'm assuming.
So we're connected playing, but the backdrops and the window dressing can stay true to the person the way they have their stuff set up. Nothing has to get, combobbled between the two.
That's cool. All right, let's move on.
I'm closing the screen down now and going back to the honor system.
All right. So left fielder Harvey Keene steps in, and he is hitting 296, 8 home runs, 50 runs batted in. Drebeck into the wind, and
Keene's going to take a hack.
Keene
looks like
Bonilla. Third Bonilla, long throw across the diamond, should be able to get Keene with no problem. And the 5-3 put out, 2 up, 2 down.
See, Bonilla is a great bat for you, but not much on the fielding range there at third.
Oh yeah, Bonilla. Well, and you know what? The Mets are ruining the day they were ever created. I think they're still paying Bobby Bonilla that crazy
oh my God.
contract. Oh man. Now here comes the danger. This is not fun. The number 3, 4, 5 hitters. So the Say Hey Kid, Willie Mays, .306 average, 50 home runs, 112 runs batted in.
He was a
Drayback,
monster.
he was absolutely 5-tool player, right?
I don't know what you're seeing in your outcome box, but mine shows 21.8% to hit and a 9.9
Yes.
home run.
Yep. Seeing the same exact thing. Drayback winds and fires. The 1-2 to Mays. Mays cuts on this one. Chopper to Bonilla at third. Mays, good wheels going down the line. The throw to Bream, but they do just get Willie Mays. So
you know what else is cool, Beatles? Unlike you do in Ned McGreevy, you don't have to be on alert for the emoji pop up.
Oh, right, exactly. So the only thing we're
Yeah.
sacrificing is sound.
Yep.
But if Midlife Crisis is right, I'm wondering if we right if I'm using OBS, we'll have to try. I've got to figure out the voice chat thing on there that we can simulcast and do it over OBS with the crowd. The crowd noise just adds. I love the hot dog
it's
guy
great.
and all that stuff.
It adds great stuff. But yeah, but this is fun stuff. You know, no more of that. Let me know what you need, because when I want to pinch hit, when it's my turn to bat, I can go up to the top of the screen and choose bullpen or whatever, or click on the player and do my own substitutions, and makes it engaging.
I was just going to
and
say,
fun.
for Midlife Crisis, I didn't mean to interrupt. He says, we'll be stepping out intermittently. Got to take care of dinner. I will, of course, rewatch this. Laugh out loud. He's going to watch Beatles. Beatles get mopped up by the 1960s version of Murderers Row.
Well, you've got a smaller headed version of Barry Bonds, right? It's still a great player then.
Yeah, Bonds still looked like a human at that point. I've got to change that picture, though. I don't like Bonds in the Giants thing when he's playing for the Pirates. Andy Van Slyke to lead it off. Speedy center fielder hitting .297, 16 home runs, 86 runs batted in. And Marichal, we didn't look at his numbers really quickly. 2.18 earned run average, 24 and 10, and 301 and a third innings pitched, baseball fans. He walked only 41 and struck out 231. Here's the wind and the pitch from Marichal. And Van Slyke first pitch swinging, and the throw on to McCovey at first to retire Van Slyke.
Yeah, it looked like a close play, but
one down. Absolutely. Well, sort of close. Sort of close. All right. So stepping in now, R.J. Reynolds, right fielder, hitting .259, 6 home runs, 50 runs batted in. Pirates, of course, having a great tradition of great right fielders going back to Paul Wainer and, of course, Roberto Clemente, Dave Parker. So Reynolds steps in, bats lefty, and Marichal into his wind. And Reynolds' first pitch swinging, base hit up the middle, or is it? Yep.
Oh, you know what I've got on my side? I've got the box up that says Mays dive. I've got the
out. No, he's got it. He's got it. He's got it. Yes.
So it says the out chance is 60%. So I'm going to choose for him to dive, and let's see what happens.
Okay, let's see. And Willie Mays picks it off a little bit of the AstroTurf there.
Yep.
2 down. So the Say Hey Kid rated out there 10 in his range, 10 as an arm. So crazy outfield. Alou, not much of a slouch there in right field. Probably Harvey Keene is going to be the
Harvey Keene's more of a bat. He could play a few positions, but he's just a hitter.
Absolutely. Barry Bonds steps in now. 301, 30 home runs, 110 runs batted in. Marichal appears in, has the sign. Bonds swings, chopper down the first base. McCovey has it, and he will take this 3 unassisted. Side retired. We've played one here at Three River Stadium, and we are scoreless. Due up for the San Francisco Giants, Willie McCovey, Orlando Cepeda, and Jim Ray Hart. McCovey hitting .284, 38 home runs, 94 runs batted in. Drayback peers in, has a sign from Don Slott, the wind, and the 0-2 pitch. McCovey swings, chopper to first. Sid Bream up with it, taking this one 3 unassisted. 1 up, 1 down. The Baby Bull, Orlando Cepeda.
Baby Bull. How did you get the extra Three Rivers files I sent you? I don't know if there are any new ones that you didn't have, but I emailed you all the ones I had. And
that's why I was saying thank you. If you could see my screen, this Three Rivers I didn't have before, and I love it. So it's brilliant. Thank you, because the other one had that weird fisheye lens. Okay, look, I'm getting some love here from the chat. Brandon Breen says, no pressure, Beatles. I'm from Pittsburgh. We got this. Thank you. Thank you. D. Scott Howard says, is this Steve's special file where all of his players are secretly related to
Hey, if that was true, D. Scott, you would see the ratings on here. I can't hide them, but no, this is the real file.
Yeah, but you know what? You're going to figure out a way to do it. I know it.
I don't know.
It's the magician in me. So, yeah, and former Carney con artist. Anyhow, the baby bull, what can we say about him? Right, 310, 32 home runs, 97 runs batted in. So Dreback ready. He winds and fires. Here is the 2-2 pitch.
Oh, get out of here.
Tate sends this one. Long fly ball to left field, but Barry Bonds making the nice running catch on the track, 2 away. And that brings up third baseman Jim Ray Hart. Hart hitting at a 294 clip in this file, 27 home runs, 88 runs batted in. Dreback ready to deal. He kicks and fires. The 0-2 to Hart. Hart, little chopper to short. Bell coming in a long way on this ball. Throws to Breen. Bang, bang play at first to retire out. To retire Hart. Giants go quietly. We go to the bottom of the second. We are scoreless. What do you say there, color man?
No hits, man. It looks like a pitcher's duel already. Dreback's hanging tough with Marichal because, Marichal's no slouch.
You think? Understatement of the year, guys, right? I love it.
But he did give up 30 homers, Marichal did. So,
Well, but look at those strikeout numbers. That's dead balls. That's Rube Waddell numbers. Yeah. That's Koufax. That's whatever. Oh, my God. Marichal was a beast. One of the great ones. Don Slott now. Michael Lavalier getting the day off. Don Slott hitting 319, 2 home runs, 33 runs batted in. Slott digs in from the right. Bailey sets the target for Marichal. Marichal into his wind, the 2-1. Yeah. Slott fouls this one back.
I'll tell you, I was dogging Bonilla for being a 4 range over there. Look at Jim Ray Hart over there. Hart was not good. Very bad range at third, but a strong bat. So
strong bat. Jim Ray Hart never made the money Bonilla did. Which much to his chagrin, right?
Yeah.
All right, Slot back in. Bonilla, the aforementioned, waits on deck. So Marichal winds and fires the 2-2 to Slot.
That was a nice hint for I didn't hit the pitch button. Thanks for the hint there in the play.
No, I'm just so used to doing these. So yikes. Here and Slot swings base hit to the left, and that's the first base hit of this game. Keen up with it. Slot thinking about 2. But decides to stay at
on my screen. That looked like maybe Brooks Robinson could have got that ball, but Hart sure didn't.
Brooks Robinson could get a ball if it was in the next county. Crazy, right? Bobby Bonilla now 291, 25 dingers, 110 ribbies. Marichal peers in, ready to work. Here it's the payoff pitch to Bonilla. Oh. Bonilla and Marichal gives up the walk, so the rare walk by Juan Marichal.
Outs.
And nobody out. Slot at second, Bonilla at first, and here's Sid Bream. So as a Pittsburgh Pirate fan, I still haven't forgiven Sid Bream for 1992, by the way. And still has the temerity to live in the Pittsburgh area. Bream hitting 264, 8 home runs, 36 runs batted in. Marichal checks Slot at second, no speed there. Peers in, has the sign from Bailey, the wind, and the 1-1 pitch to Bream. Bream sends this one foul on the right-hand side. This one will make the seats. Bream back in the box now. 1-2 delivery to him. The 1-2, yeah. And Bream sends this one to center field. Say, hey, kid, going a little bit to his left and makes the catch. Slot tagging. And is he going to run on Mays? He is not going to run on Mays. Slot.
Oh, don't want to test that arm.
You're not going to test. No.
Still an early game here. You got a hit on the board, so we got some offense going.
Absolutely. So at least I'm winning 1-0 in hits. Jay Bell now steps in the box. Bell hitting 288 in this file, 12 home runs, 61 runs batted in. Marichal looks in, has the sign from Bailey, the leg kick, and the 0-1 delivery to Jay Bell. Bell swings liner, but right to Jim Ray Hart.
Accidentally hit his glove. Thanks, Jim.
Superb play. He was doing a little Brooks Robinson out there.
We got it down to 2 outs now.
Here's DH Gary Varsho. Yes, guys, I know. It's because you get to see some hitters. We're doing DH in the National League.
Yes.
Gary Varsho hitting 253, 4 home runs, 22 runs batted in. Varsho bats lefty, 2 on, 2 out, no score here in the bottom of the second at Three Rivers. Marichal ready to deal the 1-2 pitch to Varsho.
Oh,
Oh, this one paints the black on the inside corner
he
at the nose.
comes with the heat.
Comes with the heat, and the
Yeah.
Bucks strand 2, and we go to the top of the third. We are scoreless. The Cubs to Bears says, I've seen them all for the past 60 years, except for Koufax in his prime in the 1968 Denny McLean. Marichal was the best. And
Yeah,
then
he's
Howard
good.
asking Bob Gibson.
Oh yeah, Gibson's good because I have different iterations. So I've got 62 to 66, and then I did 67 to 71, right? And that's Marichal is good on that 67 to 71 slice too. And Gibson is as well. I think I've got, what have I got? Gibson 64 to 68, and then we have a 71 to 75 slice as Joe Torre on that team, and another quality Gibson there. So yeah, there's two guys, Gibson and Marichal, that show up on two different 5-year slices for their franchises.
And we have some healthy debate going on in the chat, which I really, really love here.
Oh, you can. Debate is good.
It's really good stuff. So the Cubs of Bear says he's got Marichal over Gibson and Pedro Martinez, but D. Scott Howard says Marichal is my least favorite player of all time. Might have something to do with John Roseboro being his favorite.
Ah, the old bat incident.
Right, exactly. And then Random Human 19 saying Sid Bream is the brother-in-law to Shannon Bream. Guessing Sid's bro doesn't look like him. Nice. Nice. This is good baseball scholarship too. It really is.
Gosh.
All right. So Felipe Alou of the Alou baseball family steps in. How many have there been? 4 of them? I mean, throughout baseball.
We got Moises, the little one, but you had Maddie and Felipe and Jose. Or Jesus.
Right.
And then you had Moises.
Exactly. So it continues. I think probably in 2057 there will be an Alou in baseball still. All right. So Felipe hitting 298 with 22 dingers and 90 runs batted in. Drebeck ready to deal now. He's into his motion, and the 2-1 to Alou. Alou swings, chopper to Bell. Bell up with it, and the textbook 6-3 put out on Bream to retire Alou. 1 down here in the third. Catcher Ed Bailey. There's a name to conjure with.
Yeah.
Pretty damn good
brother of Beetle.
Brother of Beetle Bailey, right? Nice. And this is why they call Steve Tate the best color man in the league. Thank you, Major League, for that line. Okay. But he isn't called the best color man for nothing. Remember that line in Major League? Euchre's drunk. Do you have anything to add? And that's why he's the best color man in the league.
Can't beat some Bob Uecker.
Oh, I love Bob Uecker. 249 average for Ed Bailey. 19 home runs, 56 runs batted in. Drebeck ready to deal to the Giants catcher, the wind, and the 1-2 pitch to Bailey.
Oh,
Bailey
get out of
cuts
here.
on this one. Fly ball right field. Reynolds going back at the track makes the catch. So 2 away here for Chuck Hiller.
Got the lefty in. I got Chuck Hiller playing. He's the lefty bat playing second base. I had another option. I'm trying to remember who I bypassed. Oh, Hal Lanier is another option that I have with this slice, but went with Hiller.
This is such a deep Giants team. Just a really superb Giants team. Have to say it. Chuck Hiller hitting 255, 4 home runs, 40 runs batted in. I do like the Giants.
And what's fun with playing these files, one thing I get a kick is you got some good benches and bullpens to go to, as hopefully we will get to show off the features of Action 2023 with the cool matchup analysis. No doubt there will be some decisions we'll make later, but it is kind of fun with these teams. They're a little all-starish, but not crazy, right? They're still kind of true to that 5-year area, but you get some bennies of having some different players. So again, with this project, I never thought I was going to like this project compared to all the others I've done. It's become my favorite.
Well, let me tell you something. So I'm one of those people. I do like to play with those franchise greats teams, right? But they're so right. They all are all-starry, and I mean,
they're too loaded.
Right, because you talk about the old franchises, right? So we're talking about the Giants. When you have Mathewson, McGinnity, Hubble, I mean, good God, right? Throw Marquardt into the mix, right? But with this, you've got Hall of Famers, right, mixed in with Hall of Very Good and Hall of you made it to the majors.
We're just pretending that the season was 5 years versus 1 year. That's all we're doing if you think about it, right?
Right. Let me just catch up on chat really quickly. He said Arnold Hunter says he's enjoying the game. He's calling us gentlemen. That only applies to 50% of us, Arnold. I'll let you guess which. Random Human says post 1968 starting pitchers need more credit due to mound lowering. It's an area of baseball that doesn't get discussed enough. Good point. Absolutely good point. 1968, of course, being the year of the pitcher. Denny McLain and Bob Gibson putting up ridiculous numbers. Of course, you go back to 1930, it was the opposite. What was it? That was your Hack Wilson had 190 runs batted in or something.
That's crazy.
Yep. Yeah. De Cubs Bear says not remembered much today, but Jim Mahoney for the Reds in the 60s was dominant.
Jim Mahoney, Jim Maloney's on my 61 to 65 slice, right? With the Reds.
Jim Maloney,
and he's also on the 68 to 72 slice, I believe.
Guys, buy the game, get these files. Yeah. It's just great stuff. All right. So Chuck Hiller stands in, waiting. He's aged after all my stupid comments. Anyhow, 2 down. Draybeck ready to deal to him now.
We got the pitch clock, 2023 pitch
there
clock.
There you go.
Draybeck.
Hiller sends it to second, leaned up with it on to Bream for the 4-3 put outside, retired. We go to the bottom of the third, scoreless here at Three Rivers.
Makes you wonder if this is going to stay a pitcher's duel or will the bats eventually break out?
I'm hoping that the bats on the home team break out. Right?
Yeah.
But so far, I can't say anymore. Right? So, because I know I'm facing Juan Marichal, right?
Do I jinx Draybeck and notice he's pitching a no-hitter through 3? I don't know if that's going to jinx him or not.
Thank you a lot there, Steve. Well, Marichal pitching a mere 1-hit shutout.
Yeah.
All right, second baseman Jose Lean, who could foul any pitch off, like forever. It's amazing. 264 for Lean, 2 home runs, 51 runs batted in. So Marichal into his wind, and the 1-1 pitch to Jose Lean and liner, but right to Hiller. So Hiller ranging to his right, making a nice stab on that.
I'm taking a peek right now to see who. Oh, I got everybody on this team can play. I'm trying to look here. I've got other second baseman I can bring in. I've got Hal in there. Oh, I've got the great Tito Fuentes also as an option. Just keeping my options open for later innings here.
He's rubbing it in, gents, is what he's doing.
Well, you know,
this Bucko team not so deep, but I was gonna cop out and go for the 70. What is it? Where the 71 Pirates are? So it's
you got 70 to 74 or 75 to 79. Yeah.
Yeah, but I wanted to go with these guys because
how about 58 to 62 with an early Clemente?
We'll see, but these guys I saw, so I had to play with the team that I saw. I didn't get to see this, the 71, 72 Bucko squads. Just know them because of history, but oh man, I'm hanging in there because I got somebody here. I got Brandon who's saying no pressure, so got a Pittsburgher in here, and
this might be the first time. I haven't seen, I watch Ron Juckett and other people. I don't know if anybody's ever been doing a head-to-head game using action during a broadcast. This might be you might be breaking ground here, Beatles.
Might be breaking ground. I think Al did something last night, not on, it was an F-ball game. And I think he and Dave Gardner were doing some sort of thing. I'm not sure though, because I hang out for a little while just to support the channels, but because everybody knows I know nothing about F-ball, right? So really quickly, Al's talking about, and he's running like a nickel prevent blitz something or other. See, I've just put 3 defenses in a row. Nice. That's how much I know about the game. Thank you very much.
For baseball, this may be a first. I haven't seen too many people, I don't think, once playing head-to-head. And the nice thing is now that we know, I learned today, getting back into it, how easy it is with this Hamachi. Hopefully this will encourage more people to get into the head-to-head that have action.
And you know what? I have to tell you something on midlife crisis. Here's what he has to say to you, Steve. He says that's a reverse black cat when the team getting no hit tries to jinx the pitcher. He says bad mojo for the Giants.
Oh my gosh.
That's it, man. You have to deal now.
All right.
I got Brandon in midlife crisis. Getting some good mojo my way.
Seems like we've got the home crowd going against me. I am the visitor, so.
Oh my God. And the way we're going now, this game, we're going to try not to make it the length of an actual Major League game, guys.
This is a learning demo. It's a fun learning demo game, Beatles. So
there we go.
This is a little bit of everything wrapped into one.
All right, Andy Van Slyke, we're back at the top of the Bucko order. Van Slyke, nothing for one, grounded to Jim Ray Hart back in the first. And Marichal ready to deal to the center fielder. The 1-0 pitch. Van Slyke connects, liner to center, and Willie Mays.
I've got an out chance. It's telling me on my screen I've got an out chance at 61% if he dives, and I've got Willie Mays, so I'm diving for it.
Oh, yeah, and Willie Mays once again with a great diving catch.
That's
It
two
looked
diving
like-
catches.
I don't know. It looked like to me like it looks like he trapped it, but we'll take no.
Oh, gosh, yeah.
No, Mays. Oh,
We don't have replays on, do we, for this league?
I don't think so. I don't think
Okay,
so.
yeah.
I just freshly installed this season, so all right. You know what's going to happen later when I do a ball game, or if I do something in 2023, I'm like, oh my God, what happened to the sound? What happened to the sound?
Oh,
So
no,
turned off
what
the
you're right
game
is
sound, guys.
the league file has the rules that when I created the league, defaulted to it unless you go change them. So yeah, I don't think I have modern rules on. Although as much time as we're taking between innings, I guess we need a pitch clock.
We probably do. We probably do. But D. Scott Howard saying it's great fun, very entertaining.
Good.
Yeah, it is right now because there's no score, but
And I'm talking you up, and I'm the one that we're waiting on me to pitch. That was my holdup. Sorry.
Marichal delivers to R.J. Reynolds. Reynolds 0 for 1, line to center back in the first. Here's the 1-1 pitch to Reynolds. Reynolds cuts on this one, chopper to short, and Pagan over. And this is going to be close. Bang, bang play at first. Reynolds does not leg it out. So Willie McCovey making the long stretch on the throw, but side retired.
Pitcher's duel continues.
It does. Doug Dre back to face the top of the Giants order. Jose Pagan, Harvey Keene, and Willie Mays.
Okay.
So Pagan is nothing for one, grounded to second back in the first. Drebeck peers in, the leg kick, and the 1-1 delivery to Pagan. Pagan swings chopper down the first base line. Bream has it. He'll take it to the bag himself. One away here.
Pagan doesn't hit. He might be Pagan later as I start. I might be looking for pinch hitting options here by the 5th or 6th inning.
Midlife crisis here. This will hit you. He's making up to you now, Steve. He says, "Hey, I got a soft spot for Detroit. My best friend for a year when I lived in South Texas was from Detroit." So there, now he's
good.
Taking some mojo.
Love
away.
Detroit, and I left home. That's home to me in 1984, the year they were doing great. I saw 3 games that year. Left in August to go to Albuquerque to go to college, and didn't get to see a World Series game. I went back in 06 when they made the World Series to finally go to a game, but 84 was a great year, and I hated that I ended up missing that World
That's
Series.
my favorite
live.
American League. My favorite American League franchise, Tigers. Big Tigers fan. Really love the Tigers. That's got to suck. I mean, that was not 1984 squad was amazing.
Yeah, great season.
All right,
Harvey Keene in.
Yeah, Harvey Keene. Wasn't he involved in a Rocky Colavito trade or something? And somebody that they traded. It was. I think somebody was complaining about they traded Harvey Keene, a singles hitter, for Colavito or something. I forget what clubs were involved.
Might have been because Keene spent some time in Detroit, and so did Colavito. So
right, and Colavito was also with the Indians for a while. I'm sorry, the Guardians. For those of you who are about that, can't remember. All right, so Keene grounded third his last time up. Drebeck's delivery.
What do I got here? Show me a 1% chance at a home run. I think it might be one or two long balls. Might be
it could be, but I don't think this one's going to be except long in the air. It's a rainmaker to Jose Lean.
Oh my gosh!
2 down.
Wow.
And stepping in now, Willie Mays, and this is when the heart rate starts to increase when you're the opposition.
You know, it's interesting. I'm noticing now he was a 9.9 on the first time facing Drebeck. Now it's the same hit percentage, but he's down to 9.1. So interesting what's going on behind the scenes here.
That is interesting, but just 9.1. It's just, Mays. The other guy that Mays always kills me when I play against him. The other guy that kills me is George Sisler. It doesn't matter. Every baseball sim I've ever played, if I have to play against Sisler, he kills me. Drebeck ready to work now to say, hey, kid, the 0-2 delivery. Mays cuts and misses.
He was swinging for the fence.
How about it? So no runs, no hits, no errors. And we go to the bottom of the 4th. We're scoreless here. We have a 1-hitter and a no-hitter going. Bonds 0 for 1 to lead it off here for the Pirates. He grounded to first in the first. Marichal appears in, has the sign from Bailey. Here's the kick and the 3-1 pitch. And Bond sends this one to right field, but Alou will get it at the wall. leaping grab. So great play in right field
Do
by
you
Felipe.
have the stuff turned on like that highlighted web gem? It called it a web gem for me.
Yes. Yeah, I do have it. I do have it set. That's already set. I love those things. RJ Reynolds was the greatest squeeze bunt in history. September 11th, 1983, Dodgers at Atlanta. One of Vin Scully's greatest moments. Oh man, Vince Scully. Midlife crisis, by the way, likes to call the Cleveland team the Proto Guardians. Vince Scully, one of I still think though, and I know you guys know this is coming. His greatest call was the Kirk Gibson home run.
Oh
Listening to
yeah.
Vince Scully was poetry.
I still don't know why the Cleveland team went with Guardians and not back to the old Spiders.
I know, right? And
Yeah.
Todd B, who's a big Indians fan, explained why it has something to do with a bridge there or something. But
Yeah.
spiders would have been great. And what a
Yeah.
cool logo, right?
Mm-hmm.
And everybody's afraid of spiders. Who's afraid of guardians? All right, so Don Slott, 1-for-1, has the game's only hit, singled between third and short back in the second. Marshall's delivery, the 1-2 to the Bucko catcher, and a big swing and a miss. 2 gone. Marshall hanging up K number 2.
Throwing the heat. Boy, I'm glad everybody could tune in to hear a lot of jib jab from you and I, and good pitching.
Good pitching, and we got a good chat going on here. It's great, love it. And here's the Mets' wealthiest baseball player, Bobby Bonilla. Currently, exactly right. So Bonilla walked back in the second. Marichal deals the 3-0 to Bonilla. Bonilla lays off, and that is the second walk by Juan Marichal. So Bonilla board 2 down for Sid Bream, who's 0-for-1. I will forgive you someday, Sid. And here's the delivery by Marichal after checking Bonilla. No speed there, the 0-2. And Bream gets punched out. Third strikeout by Marichal.
Question out there to you and those of you that play. Using the pitch around, or pitch aggressive, right?
Mm-hmm.
Just a little thought out there. Sometimes people ask about that. Sometimes the pitch around, when I don't want to give up a big hit or whatever, and there's a base open, I'll use. So it doesn't seem like I have great success with it. And pitch aggressive when you need that strikeout or you don't want to walk, right? Makes sense. But sometimes I'm leery of going either of those avenues. I stick pretty true to the just plain pitch.
So do I.
Anyway.
Usually when I do pitch aggressive, it's usually, as Al Red Sox would say, boom goes the ball. So yeah, those ones, I don't really mess with them. I don't think it's a problem with the game. No. I think it's just the craziness in baseball.
You just, I tend to, I'm like, am I going to outsmart myself here, trying to throw some strategy here instead of just pitch and see what happens?
Right, the over managing thing. Your Stretch McCovey to lead it off would be followed by the Baby Bull and then Jim Ray Hart.
Ooh, McCovey, only a 4% chance for a home run here.
That makes me happy beyond belief.
I'm sure it does. But
yes, it does. But we still got to face Cepeda. So he grounded to first back in the second. Drayback into his motion, and the 0-2 pitch, McCovey. This one paints the inside corner, Strike 3, and Doug Drayback hangs up K number 2, and that brings up the Baby.
I don't know why I keep hoping for the long ball. I just think with some of this power team right here, it's just I'm hoping for a long ball. It's what I got my fingers crossed,
Yeah, and interestingly enough, I'm not hoping for that. Isn't that crazy? Cepeda flied to deep center, so he gave it a ride back in the second. Here's Drayback's delivery to the Baby Bull, the 1-0 pitch.
Oh, get out of here.
Cepeda sends this to center field. Van Slyke, about 5 steps to his left, makes the catch. 2 up, 2 down for Jim Ray Hart. A corner man grounded to short back in the second.
I was saying I'm hoping for a wind, but if I looked up, I'm reminded that it tells me where the wind. It's coming in from left field at 13 miles an hour. So that may hinder some of the home runs I'm wishing for.
Yeah, it's coming at 13 miles per hour even too. So thank you, Allegheny, Ohio, and Monongahela Rivers.
It's just a good reminder. I never look up sometimes at the weather, and it's right there staring me in the face on the screen.
Right. Yeah, it just gets, and the other thing is it changes.
Yes.
It changes during the game, which is really cool. It took me all these years to notice it. In the Ned McGreevy League, I looked up and the temperature started, because we were in July at that point on the league, And so the game started at like 87, and then every once in a while, just a chatter, I
Yeah.
look up and it's like 92 degrees. I think that's so cool
And it's
that this
built
game
into the
does that.
ballpark. So if you whatever ballpark you're playing in,
Hmm.
that's in the general info when you go into the ballparks in the game and look at their, they'll have the wall heights and the city and all that, and it will have the average temperatures per month in there. So that's where that data sits.
Which is really cool. And if you've ever, and I have no nostalgia for Three Rivers. I'm glad it's gone. PNC is a gorgeous ballpark. But if you ever saw a game in any of these cement ashtrays, but particularly Three Rivers, because you have, right, river sort of stuff going on. When this place got windy, it got windy. Crazy, crazy ballpark. So Jim Ray Hart batting with 2 down. And here is Drabek's delivery to Hart, the 1-0 pitch. Hart, chopper. Jay Bell coming in, covering a lot of ground at short. The throw to Bream at first. Bream with the stretch. And Jim Ray Hart is taken care of. No runs, no hits,
Seems
no
like
errors.
Bell's made a couple nice plays like that where he just got the run.
He has. I think Bell fancies himself Ozzie Smith or Hannes Wagner or both.
Ooh, we've got a no-hitter through 5. Now, did that reverse the reverse, Jinx?
We would have to find out from Midlife Crisis if
That
in
black
fact that
cat's
does.
going back and forth. I don't know what that means.
He is, because we got a 1-hitter and a no-hitter. This is beautiful. I did not expect this. Jay Bell leads it off here. Bell lined out to Hiller his last time up. Marichal works to him now. The 1-2 pitch. Bell becomes the 4th strikeout victim of Juan Marichal. So 1 down. And here's Gary Varsho.
Gary Varsho, did you select him as DH for this game?
No, I just did computer lineup.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, no, he wouldn't have been my first choice, but I just wanted to go computer lineup just because. Varsho DH. Judy struck out back in the second. So the line of Marichal thus far, fans, 4 strikeouts, 2 walks. Marichal peers in, delivers the 1-2 pitch to the lefty Varsho. Varsho base hit to left. Harvey Keene up with it. Varsho making the wide turn at first. He'll hold as the ball gets into Jose Pagan.
Nice opposite field little base hit there for Varsho. I was going to give you credit for putting him in the lineup. I guess you still deserve credit because he's in there.
Yeah, actually, yeah. Thank you. Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, nice
Brandon
DH.
worked at Three Rivers. Yeah, I don't know if you missed Three Rivers. I don't. I know we had some great baseball there, 2 world championships, and a little attempt there in the 90s, 90, 91, 92. But I love PNC. It's such a beautiful park. Smallest park in the majors. Gotta love it.
How many people we got watching, Beatles?
8.
That's pretty good.
That's pretty good for this channel. It's superb.
If it
All
was
right,
mine,
so
we'd have 2.
What's that?
If it was my channel, we'd have 2.
That's going to change. By the
So,
way,
go
guys,
ahead.
I'm going to put later after this, right? Please subscribe, Steve Tate. Now, there's another Steve Tate on there that's like some preacher guy. So if you haven't, and unfortunately, right, YouTube took away the thing where you could go and actually subscribe to a person's channel in the chat. So the best way to find Steve's channel the first time, so you don't get the guy sending you to wherever, is just type Steve Tate and just start typing the word action. That's all you need. And then it'll go to his channel. Please, please, please subscribe.
And I will offer up any spiritual advice. It's free.
It is?
If anybody needs any, I can give you spiritual advice. I don't know what it'd be good for, but happy to do that.
Steve,
along with discussing homebrew projects.
Exactly. And I mean, I'm Christian myself. The first Steve Tate, I'm like, this guy was like yelling at me and stuff. I'm like, no, this isn't the Steve Tate I know. So, Random Human says, even on TV, PNC Park looks like most majestic ballpark. It's a beautiful, beautiful ballpark. Now we just need like a winning team. We did all right in the early 2010s, but we actually need a World Series, and it hasn't been since 1979. But the Indians have not been there since 48, and Seattle's never been. I thought they were going to go there. Seattle, that 2001 Seattle Mariners team. All right, Marichal delivers now. The 1-0 pitch to Lean, base hit into right field. So third hit given up by Marichal, 2 aboard. And no, I'm not sending Varsho, not with a 30% save chance. Even on a loses 6, he's going to gun him down. 2 aboard for the Bucks, 1 down for Andy Van Slyke. Van Slyke nothing for 2. Van Slyke just really, really loved him on the Pirates, and what an arm Van Slyke had in center. Jeez. Marichal peers in, has the sign, check of the runners. Here's the pitch home, 1-2 to Van Slyke. Van Slyke swings, chopper to Pagan. Pagan will go to first for the out. Van Slyke, though, with good wheels, legs it out, and the bases are loaded. That brings up R.J. Reynolds. And hopefully I didn't lose Steve on the stream.
Well, oh boy, I think what we need right here is playing for that double play.
So one down, and R.J. Reynolds has lined to center and grounded to short. Marichal nowhere to put Reynolds. Here is the delivery from the stretch in the 0-2. And big swing and a miss. Big pitch by Juan Marichal there. Hang up K number 5 for him, and that brings up Barry Bonds. Bonds, nothing for 2 in the contest. He is grounded first and gave it a ride to deep right center in the 4th. As we wait for Juan to pitch.
I'm thinking I had some strategy coming, but not much strategy I can do here unless I can.
The other
is a big one.
Brandon Breen asking, does the other Steve Tate make seasons? No.
No.
I don't even know. I don't think the dude's like at all. Yeah, no, he doesn't. This is the Steve Tate that you want. That's right here. Yeah. Okay, so sorry, that just struck me funny because I listened to that Steve Tate. I'm like, nope, that's not the guy. Marichal delivers to Bonds.
Oh, please.
Bonds swings, little chopper down the first base line.
Wow.
Stretch McCovey has it, and the Bucks blow a golden opportunity. They leave them loaded.
How about some drama there?
Ouch. We go to the top of the 6th. We are still scoreless.
There's different types of games. You know, you can have the hitters and pitchers and fielding. We got a great pitchers duel going here.
We really, really do. And love seeing it. Felipe Alou to lead off here. So the Giants sending the number 7, 8, and 9 hitters in the order. Alou, Bailey, and Hiller. Alou in this contest is grounded to short. Draybeck ready to rock now. He winds and fires. As we wait for Alou to hit.
Oh, Alou's thinking about it.
Oh, he's thinking about it. Okay, that's good. The 0-2.
He didn't know if he wanted. He tried to go opposite field with that. He
wouldn't go opposite field, right? All right.
Wow.
I'll take that.
We got the lefty.
Right.
I got Ed Bailey in the game here, and
gave it a ride to deep right back in the 3rd. Slot sets up. Draybeck has the sign he likes. The leg kick and first pitch swinging. Bailey sends this to Jose Lind, who's earning his paycheck today, on to Sid Bream for the 4-3 putout. 2 up, 2 down. For second baseman Chuck Hiller. Why do I call him John? I'm thinking Tigers here. Anyhow.
Yeah, I let Bailey catch. He's a lefty. Let Hiller play second. He's a lefty, and thought, hey, I have to be great against this righty Draybeck, but need somebody to get a base hit for me.
The best laid plans, right?
Yeah.
So Hiller in the contest grounded to Jose Lind back in the 3rd.
I've got a 0.5% chance at a home run.
And watch it happen. Here we go. I saw Rafael Belliard's, or listened to Rafael Belliard's only home run, by the way, of his career.
A 1 out of 200.
Off Eric Shaw.
Wow.
Draybeck works to him now. Here's the 1-1 pitch to Hiller. Hiller, base hit. Hard base hit. Van Slyke up with it. So the no-hitter broken up here in the 6th.
Look at the commentary. It says, there goes the no-hitter.
There goes the no-hit. Yep, there it goes. I love this game will give you that alert, like all kinds of different alerts, like when you hit certain milestones. Nice touches in this game. So Hiller aboard, and no, he's not really Ty Cobb out there in terms of speed. Pagan batting with 2 down. He's nothing for 2, and he's grounded out twice.
I got a deep bench, and
Arnold Hunter talking, referencing American F-ball. He said Three River Stadium, home of the Immaculate Reception. I believe that was Lynn Swan. See, I know a little bit about the game.
Franco Harris.
It's Franco Harris. See, then I don't know crap about the game. Lynn Swan was a Pittsburgh Steeler. I am right about that. Yeah? I think. Sorry. All right, Draybeck delivers. And we'll wait for Pagan as he's apparently thinking about it as well.
Pagan, I'm taking a peek at Pagan to see
Sure, no worries.
the matchup analysis right here.
Glad you guys are having fun with this.
We
I know I
got who are my good hit? I'm looking for good hit percentages against. Okay. I'm bringing in a pinch hitter.
Ooh, all right.
I'm coming in early. I can't waste to leave all my
go ahead, please.
guys
Yeah.
in the stable. So
So we're looking at Len Gabrielson. So coming into pinch hit, 263 average for him, 4 home runs, 21 runs batted in. Bats lefty, as Steve has told us, and Hiller at first, 2 down. Drebeck into the wind, and the 1-2 to Gabrielson. Gabrielson sends this one up the middle, leaned coming in, and going on to Sid Bream to retire the side. So the Giants leave one, and we go to the bottom of the 6th inning. We are still scoreless in Pittsburgh. Both pitchers working on shutouts.
Well, let's see. Who am I going to put in?
Oh, that's right. I have to do that for you. That's right.
Okay. No, I'm doing it.
Oh, you're doing. That's right. You can do it on your side. That's right. Good. You're good.
The Northern, isn't this nice? It takes off head to head, takes all the heat off of you having to do everything.
It is nice. I really, really like it. All right. So Don Slot to lead it off. Slot, 1 for 2. So one of the 4 Bucko hits in this, singled back in the 2nd. Marichal, his line thus far, 5 strikeouts, 2 walks for him. Marichal deals the 2-0 to Slot. Slot swings, hard grounder to third. Jim Ray Hart up with it. Plenty of time to retire Slot. 1 up, 1 down for hot corner man Bobby Bonilla. Bonilla has walked twice. In fact, the only walks given up by Marichal to Bobby Bonilla. Marichal deals. The 1-2 to Bonilla. Bonilla swings. Little chopping ground ball up the middle. Hiller up with it over to McCovey. 4-3 and 2 down for Sid Bream. Nothing for 2. Bream has flied out and struck out. Marichal delivers the 2-1 pitch. Bream swings, pops this one behind the plate. Bailey tosses the mask aside and makes the easy put out. And the Bucks go quietly here in inning number 6. We are scoreless. Giants will send up Harvey Keene, Willie Mays, and Stretch McCovey.
I like this stretch of my lineup right here, right? This Keene, Mays, McCovey, Cepeda.
Oh,
Hart.
Yeah.
Gosh, it'd be nice to get some runners on base early.
No, it wouldn't. No, it wouldn't. No, it wouldn't. Random Human says only 55 pitches after 6 innings pitched. That's Maddox level control. Maybe San Francisco should take a few. Greg Maddux, man, I'll tell you what, even though I hated the Braves in the 90s, just a world of respect for Greg Maddux. Just ridiculous pitcher, ridiculously amazing pitcher, Greg Maddux. Big fan. Harvey Keene, 0 for 2. He's grounded to third, popped to second. Drebeck ready to deliver to Keene.
Get out of here.
Keene, first pitch swinging, fly ball, left field. Bonds going back, and this ball is off the wall. Harvey Keene pulls into second with a stand-up double.
Yeah.
So
without that wind blowing in 12 miles an hour from the left, that could have been out of here.
That's gone, right? Yeah, Keene gave it a ride. I thought it was gone. So runner in scoring position for the Giants. In fact, this is, I believe, the Giants' first time having a runner in scoring position. Nobody out, and striding to the plate, the Say Hey Kid, Willie Mays. He's grounded to third and struck out. Drebeck checks Keene at second, comes home with it now. Count even on Mays. Mays cuts on little dribbler to third. Bonilla up with it to throw across the diamond to Sid Bream in time to retire Mays. 1 down. Keene holds station at second. Stretch McCovey, nothing for 2. He's grounded to first and struck out.
Oh, I'm liking this matchup. I'm seeing a 13.2% chance of a walk. 14 for a K. Let's see what can happen here.
Drebeck
delivers. I called it, the walk.
You did call it on the 3-1 pitch. So the Giants with 2 aboard, 1 down, And Brandon Breen says, I see a rematch coming up at Candlestick.
Well, you know what? Let's think about this for a minute.
Sure.
This has opened up some possibilities of some good grudge matches here, head to head, right?
Absolutely. I like it.
It's so cool to be able to just. I felt so relieved today to get kind of back into the head to head, and once I realized they have this Hamachi lobby, I'm like, man, this is so nice.
This is brilliant. I love this. Okay, guys, we're switching up the Ned McGreevy League now.
Head to head, Ned McGreevy.
Head to head. That's it. We're gonna get
Cepeda. I got a 6% chance at a home run. I'm feeling like we need to get a run home here, or 3.
Baby Bull, nothing for 2. He did give it a ride to deep left center back in the 2nd and fly to center in the 5th. Drebeck's delivery to Cepeda.
Oh, what do we got?
First pitch swinging, and this one gets past slot. This is a wild pitch, so 2 in scoring position, and now the Bucks in a little bit of trouble here.
Oh, now some strategy comes into play on how you pitch to Cepeda.
It does. And from the stretch, and you got Jim Ray Hart on deck. Damn it. I'm not going to walk Cepeda to get to Hart. So I think Cepeda is a little bit more of a dangerous hitter, but Drebeck from the stretch. And here's the 1-0 delivery. Cepeda. So that one, strike 1 called.
I chose the take option just to see. Yeah, even though we're not doing pitch by pitch mode, the hitter can choose take. So
exactly. That just threw me for a second. I was like, what? Oh, yeah. Because I thought maybe I accidentally hit pitch mode. Which, if you're not aware, guys, you can actually play this entire game pitch by pitch if you want. I did it one night.
You can go back and forth and toggle whenever you want down there.
Oh, man, I did a pitch by pitch game one night. And it's, wow, I have such a world of respect for but you know what? Just very, very quickly, what I liked about it. So we're getting just the at-bat result, which is what you get in cards and dice as well. It's what we're used to. But if you play these games pitch by pitch, your strategy now it's actually more realistic, even though it takes longer, because you're going to call a different play on a 2-2 count than you're on a 3-2 count or what have you. Obvious, but
makes base running and stealing and all that, hit and run and all that.
Right, exactly.
A little different.
Drebeck ready, the 1-1 delivery to the Baby Bull. Cepeda swings, and that's a base hit, and Keene will score. McCovey will hold a third. They flash the stop signs, so the Giants take the lead here in the 7th, 1-0. Jim Ray Hart now, 0-for-2. Runners at the corner. Cepeda at first, McCovey at third. Hart in the game has grounded out to short twice. Drebeck works from the stretch.
We got that run. Looking for a big inning here.
Hart swings, chopper to Bell, and Bell. Oh my God!
I'm sending McCovey home.
And yeah, I have to try. And McCovey slides, and he is safe ahead of Don Slott's tag. It is now 2-0 Giants with 1 down. Cepeda at second, Hart at first, and here's Felipe Alou, 0-for-2 for him. I'm sorry about that, guys, for the scoreboard popping up there. Drebeck works, and the 1-0 pitch to Alou. Little bounding ball to second, leaned up with it. He's going to tag. He is not going to tag Hart. Error on the play. Leaned, drops the ball. So Alou is safe. Bases juiced with San Francisco Giants. And here's Ed Bailey. And Ed Bailey does have some pop in his bat. Drebeck in a world of trouble right now. Wheels are falling off here for the Bucks here in the 7th. Remember that we had a no-hitter going, then dual shutouts, and now the Pirates falling apart. No place to put Bailey. Drebeck into his wind, or actually from the stretch in the 2-1. Bailey swings, chopper to Bell at short, and we are not going to cut the run off at home. So Bell to lean to Bream for mercifully the inning-ending double play.
Wow.
Whew.
That 2 runs is huge on a day like today. So we
Absolutely.
think.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more. And you usually don't say with a 2-run lead, but in this, yes, the Pirates have a lot of work to do as we go to the bottom of the seventh. Seventh inning stretch time, by the way. Everybody stretch. We done? Okay, good. D. Scott Howard says it'll be interesting to watch the weather at Candlestick. Yeah, that'd be fun to do this at Candlestick. Didn't even think about that.
I just brought in a defensive replacement. I don't know if you got notified of that. I've got Jim Davenport coming in at third to upgrade my range from Jim Ray Hart's 3 to a 5.
And when did you take out Pagan? Because Schofield's in there
Oh
now,
yeah,
too.
I pinch hit for Pagan, and then I put Schofield in as the defender. So
And I definitely missed that. So all right, Jay Bell, nothing for 2. Marichal with the 1-2 to Jay Bell, and Jay Bell swing and a miss, and that
it was Len Gabrielson I brought in to pinch hit for Pagan.
Gabrielson. That's right, exactly. So then Schofield came in for. So strikeout number 6 for Juan Marichal, and that brings up Gary Varsho.
I'd love to see Dave incorporate, like out in the stands there, you could start seeing people hang the K banners over there. Wouldn't that be nice?
That'd be
adding
brilliant.
The K banners to the screen.
And it could do it because it would be just the same kind of coding that you have for the players.
Placeholders, right?
Yeah, absolutely. I think that'd be great. Here's the delivery now from Marichal to Varsho. First pitch swinging, chopper to short. Schofield up with it on to Stretch McCovey to retire Varsho for the second out. And that brings up Jose Lind. Lind singled back in the 5th. And Van Slyke waits on deck. Marichal appears in, has the sign from Bailey. Here's the 2-1 delivery to Lind. Lind chops this one to short. Schofield had it played perfectly, didn't even move. Throws on to McCovey for the 6-3 putout. Side retired. We go to the top of the 8th as the Bucks go quietly 2-0 in favor of San Francisco. And due up, Chuck Hiller, and then back at the top of the lineup, and Schofield and Harvey Keene. So Hiller's 1 for 2 in the game, singled back in the 6th. Draybeck, pitch count at 84. He's good for 135. Draybeck winds and fires. The payoff pitch coming to Hiller. Hiller looks at a call. 3rd, strike 3. This one getting the inside part of the plate.
Draybeck's pitched great. He's given up 3 hits.
He has
2 runs to this kind of a lineup. He's done a good job today.
Agree. Totally agree with you. Stepping in now, Dick Schofield, wearing some Boston Red Sox livery. Quick numbers on him: 197.
Yeah, he's tearing it up, isn't he?
He's in the Ray Oyler Don Wirt league, I believe. Home run, 10 runs batted in. You know what usually happens with these guys, though? Again, ask a Pirate fan about Francisco Cabrera in 1992. So you never know, right? Draybeck deals with 1 down, and the 0-1 to Schofield. Fly ball to center. Van Slyke coming in fast on this ball and makes a nice running catch. 2 up, 2 down. And we're now at number 2 hitter, Harvey Keene. Keene on the day is 1 for 3. Doubled back in the 7th. That 7th inning that saw 2 Giants runs plated.
He got it keyed up pretty good.
He did. That one was almost gone. Again, as you say, if it wasn't for the wind, which is now down to 10 miles per hour, by the way. Left center, shifting around. Draybeck works. The 2-0 pitch. Keene, little chopper to first. Bream takes this 3 unassisted, and that will take care of San Francisco in the 8th. Bottom of the 8th we go. 2-0, and the Pirates will send up the top of their order Andy Van Slyke, R.J. Reynolds, and Barry Bonds. Van Slyke on the day, 1 for 3. Infield single back in the 5th. Marichal's line thus far, 6 strikeouts, 2 walks. 101 his pitch count. If for those who care about those things, he's good for 145. So Marichal looking for the complete game win, 4-hit shutouts. So Marichal's delivery to the Bucko center fielder, the 2-1 pitch. Van Slyke sends this to right field. It's got distance, but Three Rivers will hold it as Alou takes it on the warning track, 1 down. And R.J. Reynolds now a frustrated 0 for 3. He is lined to center, grounded out, and struck out. Marichal kicks and fires the 1-0 to Reynolds. Fly ball to center field. Mays, no trouble with this ball, 2 away.
Simple one for him. He's had 2 diving ones in the early innings, right? So
yeah. Willie's taking it easy now, having a stogie out there in center. Barry Bonds, nothing for 3. One swing of the bat could cut this Giants lead in half. Marichal delivers to Bonds, the 1-0. Bonds swings, and that's not going to be that kind of swing of the bat. This one popped into shallow right. Hiller going over toward the stands, and he will make the catch. And Barry Bonds showing what he did in the playoffs in 1990, 91, and 92, popping out a lot. We go to the 9th. The Giants leading 2-0. Draybeck to face Mays, McCovey, and Cepeda. And there is movement in the Bucco bullpen. But we're going to try to allow Draybeck to stay in. Draybeck ready to work now to Mays, who is nothing for 3, thank God. The 1-2 pitch to Mays. And Mays cut and a miss. So
he swung out of his
Draybeck
shoes a couple times today.
Yeah, he has. Mays wanting to be part of the hit parade. So 1 away for Willie McCovey. Stretch is 1 for 2. Or no, 0 for 2, I'm sorry. And he walked back in the 7th. Draybeck delivers to him. The payoff pitch, McCovey draws the walk. So that's the second free pass issued by Doug Draybeck today, and that brings up Orlando Cepeda. Baby Bull is 1 for 3. RBI single back in the 7th, scoring Harvey Keene. Draybeck with the delivery, the 0-1 pitch. Cepeda, base hit up the middle. McCovey is rounding second as Van Slyke comes up with it, and McCovey will hold second. So 2 aboard. Bucco's looking for a double play ball as Jim Davenport comes in now. So San Francisco making a little move here. Davenport hitting .250, 6 home runs, 30 runs batted in. Draybeck desperately hoping for a double play ball to give the Bucks a chance in the bottom of the 9th. 1 out here. Draybeck sets and delivers the 2-1 pitch to Davenport. Davenport grounder to Bell. Bell to leaned to Bream, and indeed,
just what the doctor
Draybeck
ordered.
Absolutely, pitcher's best friend.
Bottom say just what Beatles ordered.
Exactly, Brandon. What I'm going to do right after we're done with this game is I'll go to Steve's channel really quickly, copy and paste his channel link into it. Right.
And just so people know that I did the video. What was it, a few days back? Talking about my projects. I went back. I think MV was asking for these 5-year franchise files. So I now have at that YouTube video in the description, I have put links to the 70s decade file, which is based on a player's best 3 consecutive years for that franchise. 60s.
What, Steve, I'll do that
80s.
while you're talking to them.
Yeah. So just a little explanation. I've got the 60s, which is a decade file for all the players that played at least 3 years, and partial years are included, averaged for the 60s, 70s, and 80s. All those files are up on that site that Beatles is going to link to. The cool thing about those is they have, when you get those leagues, you can play them right away. They have schedules from a season from that decade, the as scheduled schedule right in there. So you'll be able to play 162 game schedule with the 60s, 70s, and 80s file. Then I have a link to the file we're using here, which is the NL greatest 5-year slices. So it's a 5-year run. So here we're running the Giants from 62 to 66 and the 88 to 92 Pirates. And then the players on these files are the best 2 consecutive years within that 5-year slice. So
welcome in to Lower Slower Board Gamer. He says better late than never. Hi, y'all. Welcome in. Welcome to the channel. Hope you have a good time. Guys, there's the main link to Steve's channel. And that way, because I really think it's really good that you check out, check out his other videos. Please, please, please subscribe. So, all right. So we got Lower Slower Board Gamer in there. That gets name of the day here. Love it.
I decided to finally deliver a pitch here for Marshall. So when you're ready there,
nice.
Keeping him on the mound. We're going to, he's used to going the distance. I'm feeling like he's the guy. I'm not even going to get anybody up in the pen.
Whoa. So confidence in San Francisco, but well-deserved. But the Giants getting the 2 runs in the 7th. So Draybeck pitched a good game today, but we got Don Slott, Bobby Bonilla, Sid Bream. Let's see. Marichal into his motion, count even on Slot. Slot swings, fly ball, left
Oh
field.
no!
Keane going
Oh.
back to the wall and makes the catch against the wall. Don Slot gave it a ride, but one down.
That breeze blowing in 10-mile-an-hour in from left field kept that one in. That looked like it was going out.
Yeah, Slot tagged that ball, but all right, Bonilla now nothing for one, including a walk in the fourth. Marichal sets and delivers the 1-0 to Bonilla. Bonilla sends this one to right field, but this is going to easily stay in the park as Felipe Alou draws a bead under it or on it. 2 down, and it's up to the guy that I still cannot forgive, Sid Bream. Sid, you come through for me now, buddy, and I will forgive 1992. Bream 0 for 3 in the contest. Marshall's delivery to Sid Bream. And Sid Bream sends this one the other way to left
opposite
field.
field.
Keane
Oh,
makes the catch at the warning track. And that's your ball game, folks. The San Francisco Giants win a close one, 2-0. Juan Marichal getting the 4-hit shutout. So
now, what's
let's look at
interesting, Beatles, is
recap.
when I look at my screen now, I can see the batting and all the data, but I can't see the recap. Because what happens is, since we played this game, you could take that game. Well, it's an exhibition, so it wouldn't matter. But if we
Right.
were playing in a league, whoever the host was then would have to download that, export that game, the BBX file they call it,
Right.
and then ship it out to everybody to load up. But I won't see the recap, but I could see everything else on my side as far as the batting and pitching and miscellaneous and score sheet and all that, play-by-play, all that good stuff.
Good stuff. Guys, we'll just do a quick recap on this and we'll chat for a little bit if you guys have any
I'm
questions.
going to go pull your feed up so I can see. I had yours minimized. So
oh, yeah, might as well, right? Yeah, there's a lot
look up
of
at what you
on
got going
here.
on.
Sure. So for the San Francisco Giants, 2-4-0. For the Pittsburgh Pirates, 0-4-1. Marichal gets the win. Draybeck gets the loss. So no home runs in this game. And it really was a pitcher's duel through 6. And those 2 runs, that was enough for San Francisco. Marichal pitching a superb game. We'll take a quick look at pitching. So Marichal's line, 9 complete, 4 hits. No runs, walked 2, struck out 6. Draybeck pitched a pretty good ball game. He went 9, 2 runs, both earned, walked 2, struck out 4. So, and then just our quick sort of the recap. Pittsburgh fifth failed to score on 3 hits. Yeah, we did. And then San
Well, you
Francisco,
did have the bases, weren't they loaded at one point, right?
Yeah, we left them jammed. It was a golden opportunity, and Bonds was at bat. That was San Francisco, and here we have Mays, 3 great plays. And San Francisco Giants in the 7th sent 7 batters to play, scoring 2 runs, 2 hits, 1 walk, and an error.
Mays robbed a couple almost guaranteed base hits early with those dives he made. So
he did.
He
Mays is just an animal. So MVP, I would give the MVP, maybe co-MVP, obviously Marichal, but also to Willie Mays for those great plays in center field. What do you think?
Yeah, I think Mays played great, but I'm going to go with if it's me picking, I'm giving it to Marichal. I mean, he stuck in there, complete game. Forgot how many strikeouts he had. I could take a peek over here and look.
Marichal
struck out 6, right? Not a lot of, only 10 total strikeouts in the game, but Draybeck was really efficient. I mean, he went the distance on 114 pitches, and Marichal 121. So they were both pretty efficient out there, and just a hell of a pitcher's duel.
It was, but it's amazing. I want to and Brandon Breen says, "Great game, well done, thanks." And slower board gamer. Sorry, guys, giving me a little bit of. Says rough one beats good game, Steve. Absolutely was a rough one, but yeah, absolutely good game, Steve. But it's funny. I mean, this game, like it just reminds me of the early '90s Pirates, and especially in the playoffs. This is what would happen. Our pitchers would do well.
The bats go cold, right?
Bats go cold. Right? Every Pittsburgh fan, like we wanted Bonds and Bonilla. It's like, come on, pop up after whatever. And when we were doing well, and again, I think our best was in 1992. It was down to the end. We thought we were going to go to the World Series until Francisco Cabrera came along, but it really took. It wasn't our big hitters when we got in the postseason. They just choked, both Bonilla and Bonds. So, and of course, Bonds would leave. 93, we'd still have Bonilla, but then that started our slide until the 2010s. And now our other one. So, Lower Slower Board Gamer says, how y'all doing? He says hi to D. Scott Howard and the Cubs and Bears. So, guys, Steve went over how to do this, how we did this. The only thing that, because we haven't worked with uh, the voice thing on Discord, we just turned off the sound. So anybody not familiar with Action PC, it actually does have intelligent crowd noise and stuff like that, which is really cool. So everyone hit the like button like you're a 2004 version of Bonds. Thank you for that, Lower Slower Board Gamer. Appreciate it.
And just a recap for everybody, it's just, if you want to play head to head online, it's easier. I hadn't done it in a long time, right? I used to do it quite a bit. It's just so easy. If you go up to the top of where it says internet, you hit internet right there. Now hit Action Forum Internet Play Tips, and that's going to take you right to the Action Forum.
And let me drag this over so everybody can see it.
And scroll up on that thread, because this thread talks about how you can do things. This thread shows you how to host without Hamachi. Okay, that's way too complicated for me, doing all these DNS settings and all that, right? So what I did is I followed the other advice, which is if you click on internet again within the game, Beetle. Sorry, I made you go this way to show how, if you don't want to mess with Hamachi, you could do this, but this is, to me, a pain in the butt. It's very involved.
Yeah, because you're talking about subnet masks, and this is that you have to, again, and all of the stuff that you have to do as far as your antivirus. Yeah, this is nuts. So the way Steve did it, right, and explained with Hamachi is just brilliant.
You just hit internet again up there, and then this time use the free LogMe and Hamachi networks. And when you click on that, it will bring up nice information. So if you download Hamachi, create a login, then when you go to Hamachi,
here it is.
The other one was full. The first option that says DKS Open Lobby, that was full. I couldn't get in there. But the second one that says DKS Star Lobby, once you have a Hamachi set up and a login, then you go in and say join network, and you just type in that network ID that's 398-463-166, and then the password, and then you pop up in Hamachi. And then you just fire up Hamachi anytime you want to play somebody online, and that way you'll be able to see each other's IP addresses. Because the game, when you connect, if you're joining a host, you need to have the host IP. And sometimes you can't see the real IP because of all the other stuff that we have blocking it, right? But this sets up that virtual network, and that's what we did here today. And it wasn't that difficult, was it, Beatles?
Not at all. Not at all. I mean, after you talked me through it, it was nice. And guys, I just put the link to this particular page on the Action PC forums in there. So go ahead and hit that and bookmark it for you Action PC players. No, it was actually really, really simple. Good. It was good stuff. It was just me kind of like, I'm doing this and doing that, and trying to figure out the Discord. But guys, it took like, it actually, once Steve explained it to me, it took me longer to actually send him an email to invite him to the StreamYard than it did to actually do this. All right, so Steve needed to step away for a moment, I guess.
Yeah, I'm telling my dogs to go outside here. No, what I was going to say is, and the other cool thing is, I think we verified it. Somebody asked the question. If you have the host has to have the file you're playing. So in other words, we both don't have to have the same file, right? But I do know what you have to have the same. You both have to be running the same game. So you both would have to be in Action 2023, right? Mm-hmm. And you would have to have the latest patch, right? And once that's there, then your host can fire up the game, and the person joining doesn't have to have that game file.
Which is really, really nice. Again, because if you want to, Steve has a ton of this. Hey, there's Anthony finally comes in, trying to get you to come in the Ned McGreevy League because it's dead ball, but I'll take it. Guys, Bleacher Bums Gaming, we got royalty in the chat here. Welcome in, Anthony. Guys, just to let you know, I'm sure you all do, check out Bleacher Bums Gaming. Please subscribe to that channel, Creative Glory Days Boxing. I know he's doing a college F-ball game. Someday he's going to do the baseball game, which I'm waiting for. But one of the things Anthony and I share in our love of baseball is we're both dead ball fanatics. And he's doing a thing right now. And if you know your baseball, you know Lawrence Ritter's great book, The Glory of Their Times. Well, there's the audiobook version. So what Anthony has been doing on his channel is Dead Ball Diaries. We've had Davy Jones. Davy Jones was right before Christmas. Yesterday was Smokey Joe Wood. Do yourselves a favor and ignore Jester's comments about the old man. When he's done talking, wake me up. Check it out. Anthony's superb, supremely knowledgeable baseball fan. Of all eras, but I love the fact that he and I share that sort of love of dead ball. Anthony makes a lot of great commentary, interacts well, of course, with the chat, and fact checks what these ball players are saying. And thanks to Anthony's stream yesterday, I know how to pronounce and to the chat here, it is pronounced Eddie Seacott. so so I guess even Smokey Joe got it wrong, but Clinton Parks likes to ride me. Yeah, isn't this cool, Anthony? This doing this. We're playing Action PC baseball head to head. So
Yeah,
we
and
think this might be the first time this happened.
maybe
Go
we
ahead.
can have some more of these to come, right? We can just pick a time when it works for us, and
Yeah.
well,
we
I
got
can
to do them
host,
on
you
your.
can host. Yeah.
Got to do them on your channel though, because you got to build. You need subscribers. Like you need to
Maybe I
build.
need to pop over. I'm using this Prism Live Studio that I went with, but I can't bring somebody on. You know what I mean?
You can use StreamYard for free. You have you're only allowed to do so many live streams. But still, it depends on how many of these you're going to do. It's 25 if you want everything with StreamYard. But I would really, I think we should do one in your, I think, or whomever, like you and Al or whatever, on your channel. Get people over there.
Yeah, I just need to start maybe venturing out. I just grabbed Prism Studio Live to try it, and that's what I've made my videos with. But it doesn't allow you to bring a guest on, right? So that maybe I'll download one of these others so that I can host a game like this, because I think it'd be fun. Just to get people that have the game that are willing to hop on maybe and come on a chat like we're doing and get a head-to-head game going. But it also, for some of you guys that are thinking about leagues, right, it really is a blast head-to-head in league play, right? Because you're not having to stop and ask the other person to make changes, right? You can make these changes and decisions within the game, and it's pretty fun.
This has been an absolute blast. I came on earlier, did a game, and then Steve came in. He had a right. You were doing head to head today in a tournament, correct?
I was doing head to head, but you've been coming on the daytime, and it was great. You did the APBA stuff, which is great. I listened to that while I was getting some tasks done and finishing. I was actually finishing. If you've got that file open, I was actually finishing a new team I just did for that, which is the 1918 to 22 Cubs. So I was listening to your broadcast during the day with the APBA while I was doing that. And then I played the head-to-head league that Action PC has, a holiday tournament that the KOD group runs. And I was ahead 2-0 and lost the next 3 and got wiped out of the tournament. So,
ouch. So guys, this is what you're seeing on the screen here. Although I don't know whether this is because we're doing it's not letting me kind of move between the leagues, but there's more teams than you're seeing here, so it's kind of like blinking at me. I don't know why.
Yeah, hit the roster button and it'll show them in a different format. There, it should
disconnect.
Oh yeah, hit yes. Yeah, hit yes. Yeah. I disconnected as well.
That's why it's doing it.
Yeah.
Okay. There. So guys, this is the National League file. Feast your eyes, and then we'll do the American League file. So for the one person out there that might not know what these are, is Steve, they're yours. Why am I talking about your babies? Go for it, man.
Yeah, it's a 5-year slice, and I used to do the franchise decades, right? And that was fun, where I used a player's best or best 3 consecutive years. But I've always felt like it didn't have the familiarity that like a team does. So to me, the 5-year slice has more of that kind of, they're in a closer time frame. It's a period of maybe some greatness for some of these franchises. And then I used a player's best 2 consecutive years averaged for their stat line and ratings. So I started this a few years back and just started building teams, and then it grew. And then here in the last few months, I found out other people were interested. So I pulled the project back out and really started adding more and more teams to it. So I'm over 90 teams for both the AL and 90 teams for the NL. And I think the newest ones I've added, if you look over is 90 to 94 Phillies. And then I just added today the 1918 to 22 Cubs. And if you've had my prior files with the NL now, if you'll notice, I'm starting to put all the years. I'm abbreviating the name, and so that I have enough characters to get the full year in. Because I think if you look at it, it's sometimes you'd see St. Louis 34 to 38, and you're like, what does this mean? This really denotes that the year looks easier to my eye.
Well, the other thing too, which right, so when you're so and this screen is real, it's cool, right? But let's say we go to exhibition, right? And so before, when Steve wasn't doing the four, like the 1916, right? So
Yeah.
you have teams from you're like, okay, am I picking a 1915 team or a
Yeah.
2015 team? So
Well,
I
and
like
I
that.
forgot one. I'm seeing that I need to go on my main file and do Cincy 02 to 06.
I
Right.
just
That's
saw that just
19.
as you
That
said it.
should be a 19. So I haven't done the AL file yet. It takes me about 30 minutes, but this is the format I'm going to start going to, so that it's more visually appealing. I think if you're looking for, okay, yeah, this is the team from 75 to 79, things like that. So
Let's bring up the American League just for the AL people here. I have so many of these now. It's like, where are you, man? So I want to show the,
get
I'd like
that
to
new one
show.
right there on the 28. That's the newest one. I
There
have a
it
new
is.
team on
There
there
it
as
is.
well.
Okay.
So that's going to be, take a look at what new teams I have on that file.
Let me bring up rosters here. There we go. A little easier to see.
Okay, let's see, new teams. Oh, Washington 66 to 70. It's a sub 500 team, but a big Frank Howard slice there.
And who doesn't love Hondo, right? I mean, come on.
Yeah, or in those days, the Capital Punisher was his
The Capital
nickname in
Punisher,
Washington.
right? These are great, great, great files. I really don't think there's anything quite like these. And anyone, I mean, I know that you said Zap, right? But these, I think, are more valuable in a way. Not that there's anything wrong with all-time great sort of franchise teams. I mean, they're fun in their own right. But as we were talking earlier in our Giants Pirates ball game, is that those teams are so super loaded, and again, I'll just use the Giants, the all-time Giants, as an example. You're going to be facing Christy Mathewson, Rube Marquardt, Carl Hubble.
They're too loaded. These, you get a little bit of extra all-star capability because you're getting, but I'm limiting it. No one and done players are here. I mean, if you didn't play at least 1.5, 2 years is what I call that for a franchise, you're not on it, right? So there's some familiarity because the players are a little closer in a 5-year gap than 10, right? Or for 100 years, per se. But it's still enough variety, right? And it's something that's not out there. Dave has the history collection with Action,
which you should get, by the way, if you have the game.
Everybody
really
should own
get
that.
Yeah.
Then we did Zepp, and I both worked on my franchise files are 5-year, and the Zepp took some of that work, and he started creating beyond the decade, like 15 and 25-year slices, and he created some of the newer 5-year runs where you're taking a player's, best 3 years average, right, and putting him on a team. This is the first time anybody I think's ventured into this 5-year slice, and I just picked 2 years consecutive. It seems to work well. You're able to build rosters, so you have enough players. I didn't think I was going to like this. I thought that I already done the projects I liked, and this would just be something to mess around with. This has turned out to be my favorite of all of them I've done.
I was going to say, I think this is like a crowning achievement. These are brilliant. The one thing I think it's important to note about these, though, guys, is you don't want to play these like, right. So Steve, right. I mean, you pretty much, you want to pull from these teams into a new league, right? So you're not going to.
This is consider this like your master file, I guess you would, or like a history collection. And to me, there's no way you could have a balance, because I keep adding teams to this all the time, right? To me, this is where you go to draw from to import and set up a league and do your own stuff. But if you fired up my 60s, 70s, or 80s file, that's different. You can play that right out of the box because there's an actual as scheduled MLB schedule from one of those years from the decade that's built into it. I think all the default managers are kind of set so that you could start running auto sims and playing with those right out of the box. But for me, some people would say, Steve, are you ever going to come out with a schedule for this? No, I don't know how the hell you do it. Look, I've tried to categorize them based on the decades kind of they're from and where the teams are. I don't know how you'd ever set up an even schedule anyway. So my hockey dad on the forums has sent me he's been taking my teams and he set up a 1910 to 20 league and a 1920s league using these teams, and he's run some replays and sent me the results, which is pretty cool. So again, to me, it's like set up the project you want and then import the teams you want and set up the league the way you want it. This isn't really meant to be a league on this file.
Infinite possibilities. And I mean, I know it's such a cliche, but it really, really is. And I look at it as I think these games, and we've talked about this in my chats many, many times, how these games that we play, no matter what game you play, what a great adjunct to the books, to our knowledge. And this is in a way is kind of the story. Now we're getting, again, we have a sub 500, but a sub 500 team that had a great slice of great player, right? Frank Howard.
That's
What a
another
great
great
way to
point.
learn history, right? What a great yeah, please, Steve,
Let me
go
just
ahead.
follow up on that, because other than a few teams, I think California 76 to 80 is just a couple games under 500. I
Mhm.
pretty much got all the teams that are really well known. Okay. And then I started getting the other ones that are above 500. I'm now looking at some others that maybe I missed. So, for example, the 18 to 22 Cubs,
Mhm.
that's a good slice from those years, but it's important because the 1918 team went to the World Series, right? So now they're
They did.
represented, right? So I am looking at, even if they weren't sub 500, I wanted to capture any team that made a World Series, even if they had years, a couple before or after, that were crappy, right? Make
Right.
sure I get those on here, because I can do 120 teams now on each file. So I've got about 26 to 28 slots left for the AL and NL to fill them up. And I'm going to look at some of these interesting teams like that to get on here. I'm also have another project that they've commissioned me. Is that the right word to do?
Mhm.
Is the first 5 years of a franchise. So in other words, like if you think about those Washington Senators, their first five would be 61 to 65. How about the Marlins, right, from the 90s? How about the Angels starting at 61 to 65? So somebody brought up the idea it'd be cool to have the very first five of each franchise, those first 5 years, right? The Mets, 62 to 66, right? It's going to be a team of
Yeah, you
a
got to
league of
have Marv
horrible
Throneberry.
teams.
Yeah, you got to have Marv Throneberry. I mean,
Yeah,
come on, right? Hey.
yeah. So that could be like, and I wouldn't want to mix those in here. I would want that standing on its own file.
Oh,
Like
they would get
I'm gonna
murdered
call
in
it,
here.
I'd call it the first five, right? And then if you want to create leagues, you can go and import from any files you own. So you could grab teams, my 5 year teams from here, the first five, whatever. So ideally, my goal with this project was that this could be kind of like that master file that you go back to use for whatever projects you want. And it's really just kept growing. I get a kick out of doing the teams. I mean, heck, I'm up to, again, I'm over 90 for each file now. I never thought I would even make 50 teams
Well, you
total.
didn't even realize the interest
No, I had
either,
no.
and there
I,
is. I mean,
I
it's
thought it was
crazy.
me and three other guys on the actual
Well,
forum.
guess
That's it.
what? And you got some subscribers. So Brandon Breen and Chris. I'm sorry, I didn't know you changed your name. So Chris, lower slower board gamer. I welcome you to the channel. It's like, my God, Chris, it is so good to see you. It's been a while. So, Chris is just Steve. I don't know if you know him. Chris is just one of the pillars of the community. He's another dead ball fanatic, by the way,
And
and he's a
I'm just
Pittsburgh
getting to
Pirate
know
fan.
some.
He and I are like two of the few Pittsburgh. There's like four of us that are Pittsburgh Pirate fans, and Chris is one of them. But his favorite
Yeah.
team, get him started on the 1910-1911 Philadelphia Athletics, and especially Rube Goldberg and Frank Candlestick Maker Baker.
Well, I
Oh
think
my
I
God,
have a on
Chris is
that
a good
file
guy.
there. I think if you look, there's the 1910 to
Yeah,
14 A's.
yep. Yep, and and
Yeah,
and Chris is all about those. But you have some new subscribers here.
that's
So
great.
now, Steve, don't be embarrassed,
Yeah.
guys. I'm putting this out here, and this is something I'm going to do, and I'll let you guys know when I do it. Um, Steve's put a lot of work into these files, these 5 year franchise files, these decade files, all the other things he's adding, the man hours. He is not going to ever, and he didn't put me up to this, guys. This is my idea. What I'm going to do is just knock up a website, and I want to try to put a thing on there that we can maybe just donate a little bit. I think because Steve has really done an amazing work here. So I hope that when I do that, I'll let you guys know through a broadcast live stream. And if you could go over and just hit it up, maybe shoot a couple bucks, you know what, 5, 10 bucks, whatever, I mean, for the enjoyment that you're going to get out of these.
It is a
And
labor of love.
It
it's
is a labor
therapy
of
for me.
love,
It is a labor of love, and
right?
I
And again,
enjoy doing all this stuff.
right, and I'm making this clear. This is me wanting to set this up. Steve's like, no, I just love doing this. I love doing this, but I keep saying thank you, and it just seems so inadequate. And if you look through, he has a video on his channel. Please check it out on his methodology, because one of the newer subscribers to my channel had said, well, these seem pretty cool. However, here's the issue. So I did a quick video saying, attention, Steve Tate. Steve answered with an hour, I think it was an hour and a half video, that is not boring at all, by the way. And he explains in depth, if you're curious about the methodology that he used. And again, I will add, not one single stat in here is from anything that Dave Cook at Action PC, and that's true also of hockey, basketball, F-ball. Right, this is all Steve's own work using.
Yeah,
God,
this
man,
is all.
how many resources are you using? I mean,
Well,
research like
Baseball
it's
Reference,
crazy.
Retro Sheet, Fangraphs.
Seamheads, I think. Aren't you messing with Seamheads too, right?
Seamheads Ballpark Database. One of the things with Seamheads that I'm doing is I'm also coming up and I'm working on getting all the 3-year rolling averages for parks, which is a better way to assess parks in single year, in my opinion. That's going to be a long time to get that put together, and then hopefully try to get Action to have a toggle where you in the game could choose single park factors or go to the 3-year averages. That would be cool in the future. I've got a lot of work to do on that. But then I also started crunching numbers for era. I thought, hey, if 3 years averages work better than a single year in a ballpark, then why not the actual era?
See, guys, this is why we got. I mean, I know it's a labor of love, but I'm hoping that, and for those of you who are members of our Discord, also I'm going to be putting that in there once that is up as well. Chris says playing lots of board games offline. Wingspan would be the headline, but I've got Heat Pedal to the Metal, great F1 Formula One game, and he's planning on getting on the channel soon. So, Chris, I guess you changed your name, so I've got to resubscribe, because I was like, whatever happened to Chris, right? Because I love coming to your streams and there was nothing. So I'm going to go subscribe to your channel. I didn't realize.
It's probably worth. I think he made mention that it might be worth getting Action just for those things. Let him see the roster on those 14 or 10 to 14 A's.
Yeah, I'd be glad to.
Because if you, I've also got a virtual unboxing. It's 3 hours. You got to listen to me ramble on. But if you want to know about Action and the 2023 stuff, which I think this year's, and I think you'd agree, Beatles, it's just opened up so much more with the matchup analysis and all that.
Oh my God. Yeah, we'll play with that for a minute too. Brad Church, he says, good evening, Mr. Beatles. Welcome. One quick thing for Robbie Wartburg, especially. This is just for Robbie. I don't know if you caught it, Robbie, but my early video today, you'll see it's like 1934 Tigers, 1954 Indians. The first half of that video is how to create draft leagues in baseball for Windows, and you don't need the encyclopedia import to do it. So just thought you might be interested in that. I did it at 9:30 this morning, and Steve hung in there with me in baseball demos. So happy New Year to everybody. Yeah, so here it is, Chris. There's Eddie Collins. Where's your man? Where's your man? There he is. Frank Candlestick home run. I forget how Chris said it. It was funny. Rube Oldring. There's your man. There's your man. Rube is in here. So good stuff. Yeah. Let's. How would Chris's team? Let's look at these Philadelphia A's. What do you think? Huh?
Yeah, match them up against somebody.
Let's match them up against somebody. We can go ahead and close this. And let's go to reports. This, I mess with this so much. This is how, and I think I do have a kind of Steve Tate vibe in this thing. While I couldn't imagine myself creating things of the magnitude that you've done, I too get lost in baseball stats. And I find myself, I know I have no life. I will fire this up just to look at these matchups and all this stuff, because I mean, I have all the stuff for Action PC. Why not? And it's so much fun. So let's make them the home team in honor of Chris. What do you think? I think of all the things that Dave has done, this is like just.
And this is important, because now that you've pulled up the them as the home team, right? Because now it's going to do it's going to factor in the player versus player matchup, and it's going to give you the numbers based on Shibe Park that year.
How about against these Detroit Tigers here? Yeah, what about these guys?
There
Let's
you
take
go.
Cobb's rookie year. Okay, so guys, as you can see right here, so I brought this up. We'll explain all this really quickly. We just brought up Detroit. We haven't really done anything. So let's say, how is Ty Cobb, right? So how's Ty Cobb going to hit against the great Chief Bender? There it is. Just a click, and we see right now. What's important though down here, guys, is to notice that because we're viewing this outside of the game, and there's a reason why it says that, right? This analysis doesn't include situational. Like,
Yep.
so it's not saying, okay, how's he going to do if there's a runner on second
Yep.
or number of outs or whatever.
But it
So
is
you
looking at the context of his universe he came from, where
right.
Bender comes from, and then the fact that it's at Shibe Park.
And what's cool is then in the game, right, you're going to get this, but in game it will take into account
Mm-hmm.
the base situation, outs fielding. This is like something that's just absolutely amazing. So you can also then down here, right, so you have your batting, your pitching. So let's see, how would let's say versus Baker. All right, so now we're looking at pitching versus Baker, and you can just have so much fun with this. How's
To me, this
Bender?
is where you go. And the cool thing is
Right,
you can get this when you're in your team roster. You can access this same report as you start
exactly.
creating a lineup, and you know, hey, my next game or my series is against these three pitchers. You can go select the pitcher in the first series, look at all this information, have that there, helps you select your lineup. And the cool thing is you can look under position, and
Uh-huh.
not only are you looking at all the offensive numbers, but then you also see what you might be giving up on the defensive range side, right?
Right,
So you're like, yeah, I
right.
get a better hitter, but he's only a 3 at second there with Delahanty. So do I really want to go with that, or maybe I
Hmm.
put in a better one? So to me, that's a great snapshot. This report to be able to plan your upcoming lineups.
Oh, it's just a brilliant piece of work, and then to be able to work with with your files, and you have all these teams. It's really fun because for me, I mean, there's franchises I'm weak with. I admittedly Chicago White Sox, so I need to learn more about the White Sox. Not that they had a lot of World Series appearances or something like that. I mean, the Pirates have more than they do, but I mean, they're a great franchise. And so when I'm going in and playing, I want to get a better sense of the Chicago White Sox, for instance.
Yep.
Like it took me just, I think, this year to tell me that Chicago White Sox had some good teams in the 70s. I
Yeah.
didn't know that. I had no idea.
The A's
Um,
kind of dominated that West, but they had some
yeah,
decent teams,
yeah.
some a little bit above 500 teams. I'm going to
Uh,
let you bring this one home, Beatles, because
okay.
dinner is calling me. So I'm going to head
Guys, how
on
about a
out. But
big thank you to Steve Tate today? And
this was a blast.
please do subscribe to his channel. Steve, thank you. Don't know if I'll see you before the new year. Tomorrow I'm going out singing and judging a music contest or something
Ooh,
like that. So
that'll be good.
no baseball tomorrow night, but there will be tonight in the McGreevy League. So guys, give it up for Steve. Thank you very much, Steve.
And this won't be our last head-to-head game. Hopefully, we can grow more of that in the community. More people will be
Absolutely.
into action, enjoying it, enjoying my files, and then doing some good head-to-head stuff and broadcasting it for the rest of us to enjoy.
Well, you're getting a lot of love over there in the chat, and well deserved. All right, I'm going to let Steve go ahead and go off, and I'll do
We'll
my
see
thank
y'all.
yous and all that. All right, thank you, Steve.
You bet.
All right.
Bye, everyone.
All right, so Robbie, you had a question quickly. Yes, you can bring in a draft pool from a select season. So if you watch that video again, and it would have been more clear had I brought in just the first team. When you bring that in, you can bring in a season. You can bring in seasons. You can bring in teams. You can go down to the player level, so you can get very granular with that baseball for Windows. There's a few more steps than doing it in Action PC or out of the park baseball, but it's really nice. And I know that you do have some baseball for Windows seasons. So guys, this has been a lot of fun. Came on to do some baseball, ended up doing a head-to-head thing. This was actually we had the first game, and then Steve said, how about some head-to-head? So that's it. I want to wish you all an absolutely superb New Year's Eve. Please be safe, whether you're, if you're going out, be safe. There's a lot of nuts on the road out there. And I wish you a blessed, prosperous New Year. Roll some games, play some games, have fun. This is our only go round. Enjoy it. And I value all of you. And I know it sounds cliche, but I really, really do. And to see friends that I haven't seen in a while here too, like Chris coming in, it's awesome. So my thanks to Chris saying Happy New Year's, guys. Good to be with you all tonight. Absolutely. So thanks to Robbie Wartberg, to Lower Slower Board Gamer. Please subscribe to that channel, as I must do myself, since it's a name change. I think the old subscription doesn't work now. I have to go back. So that's we affectionately call him Chris Delaware, which he and I still need to get together, and I got to play keyboards, and he's got to sing. He's got an amazing singing voice. Midlife Crisis, whose name I'll say again because I forgot him one night, and I've always felt guilty about it. And let me just go back up here really, really quickly. Brandon Breen, thank you. So Brandon says he just subscribed to Steve's channel. That is awesome. Anthony from Bleacher Bums Gaming, of course, superb having him in here. Always an honor. D. Scott Howard. Oh, good God. So many people. Random Human 19. Arnold Hunter. Midlife Crisis. There we go. Got my second Midlife Crisis mention there. De Cubs to Bears. Always fun to have him in here as well. I got the best fans in here that come in. I think I got everybody. So thanks, guys. This is Beals Eternally. So you name the time, Beats. He's on it. Hey, I finally figured out how to do this stuff, the music stuff live too. So yeah, Chris, we definitely have to. You got a great voice. And I got Faithfully Learned for you. It's in the key of B, but you asked for it in the key of C, and it's actually easier to play in C, so no worries. All right, so Midlife Crisis. Thank you, guys. It's you guys who deserve the thanks, and we'll see you next go around. Everybody, be good, be safe. All right, take care. Bye bye.